This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Let's talk with Alyssa Orange from Pig Trail Nation, and we always appreciate time to do that. Good afternoon, Alyssa. How you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm doing well. Hope you guys are doing well.
Doing really good. So let me get this straight. You have a best friend who lives in Virginia, correct?
He does, yeah.
All right, he lives in Virginia, and he got married this past weekend. And
He did.
you went to that wedding, you missed a football game, and you are still best friends with him. This all works?
We are still friends. Now, obviously he's a guy, so he had absolutely no decision-making when it came to when the day was. So it wasn't really his fault, so I forgave him. But I also forgave his wife, Jessie. I understand. And because it was Kent State, we made it work.
Very good. All right, so it all comes in. No more weddings the rest of the season, though, right?
No, well, I don't even know anyone who needs to get married. So I'm at that part of my life. Like, he was the last one, so no more.
The Dodgers are going to make the playoffs. The Dolphins, their arch rival or team that they were worried about, just lost their quarterback. Tyreek Hill's the best receiver in the conference. Florida State's the best team in college football. Alyssa, you're doing great.
It sounds to me, Alyssa, like it's your world and we're just living in it.
Guys, I am living my best life. Y'all have no idea. I couldn't tell you the last time, and I count Arkansas, and Sawyer's a Cowboys fan, where all 5 of our teams won over the weekend. So
all right. So what do you want more?
Good.
What do you want more? You have lived through a recent LA Dodgers World Series championship. It's got an asterisk next to it though because of the pandemic. Yeah. You've never seen the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. You've lived through a Florida State national championship. What do you want? Because it sounds like you can just have your pick.
Well, you know what? I want a Dolphins Super Bowl. I have grown up with a Dan Marino cutout, 6-foot cutout in my living room since I was a kid. I have a Dan Marino jersey. I have an orange Chris Chambers jersey. Like, I wasn't a college football fan until I went to college because my parents didn't go to a big Power 5 school. We were NFL family. We were Dolphins fans, and so that would mean a lot to me to see it.
I got to get you to go to Pittsburgh at some point because I have played on Dan Marino Field, which was just down the street from his house in Oakland, right by Central Catholic High School. So, yeah, I wasn't a Dolphins fan, but just about everybody in the city was rooting for Marino anyway.
Yeah. Well, and there was always that big worry when, time was winding down with Miami. Was he going to do the whole play for Pittsburgh for a year and then retire? And I'm selfishly glad that he didn't do that.
Yeah, I'll bet, because they had a chance to. Anyway, there's no reason to get into that. Dodgers, are they going to be okay without Urias? I saw they removed his locker. He's not even.
He's gone then.
Well, Major League Baseball's placed him on the suspended list. The Dodgers now have removed his locker. It sounds to me, Alyssa, like his career may be over. So I just wonder what they're hoping to get Buehler back. He's not coming back. So, as far as pitching goes for the Dodgers, they're down 1 and maybe even down 2 because I think they were hoping to get Walker Buehler back.
Yeah, from a pitching standpoint, on an arm on a mound, a faceless arm on a mound, yeah, it hurts. And you've got to be able to find some arms if you're going to make a postseason run and try to win a World Series. From a will we miss Julio Urias, I'm good. You know what? I don't have time to be associated with that kind of stuff. I don't have time to figure that kind of stuff out and have that black eye on our roster. And so it's the right move. And it came, obviously, with a detriment to the pitching staff. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with that. And so you got to figure out what you got, figure out how you're going to make it work. And the Dodgers are someone who has always been able to try to figure it out the best that they can. So I'm not worried about it. It's unfortunate. It breaks my heart. I liked him, but I don't have time for that.
But before we get into some Arkansas football, I do want to ask you, Texas beating Alabama, LSU losing in week 1. Do you still see this SEC West being – I know they're out of conference games, but do you see some chinks in the armor, or is it still LSU, Alabama going to win the SEC West this year?
When it all shakes out, Matt, it probably still might be Alabama or LSU. However, there are a lot of opportunities for some chaos to happen this year than in years past. And so if we have a chaotic SEC West run towards the end of the year, and it's a game here and a game there that's going to decide things, and Ole Miss has to win, and Mississippi State has to lose, and Arkansas has to win, and LSU has to lose. If it's just mad chaos, I'm here for it. I want to see it. I want to see good football. I want to see a wide-open SEC West until the very last weekend, because we haven't gotten that in a while. And it makes for fun football on Saturdays when you've got a lot riding on the line. And it might end up just being Alabama and LSU, and this was, just a little hiccup in Alabama's run. But, man, if we can cause some chaos, that would be fun.
This Saturday at Razorback Stadium, Alyssa, you got a couple of teams that I think have had, it's not exactly the same deal for these first 2 weeks, but there are some similarities. BYU is averaging less than 3 yards per rush. Arkansas just barely got over 3 yards per rush. Defensively, they're causing turnovers, haven't allowed lower division schools to score very much on them either way, but there also is a feeling that neither of these two teams has played as well as they probably can in the first 2 weeks. I heard Kalani Sitake say kind of the same thing that Sam Pittman had talked about, where the first 2 weeks we were sort of playing us. Now we got to really worry about the opponent because there's a lot of talent on the other side of the line of scrimmage this weekend.
Well, and it's funny because that's the same storyline when we went into this game last year, a little deeper into the season, that these were two teams that were quite evenly matched, if not a little favored in BYU's favor with an SEC team coming in. And now they're coming here, and I think the same thing. It's been some exposure, some weaknesses, and some things that they got to clean up, Arkansas does, over the last 2 weeks. But this is the real litmus test of where are you as a team in terms of physicality and toughness and execution against a team like BYU that Sam Pittman said he thinks is better than the one last year as you head into LSU. You can't be overlooking BYU heading into that LSU game and saying, okay, how can we figure out a way to beat the Tigers? You got to beat the Cougars first. And it's going to be an exciting one. It's a night game. There's going to be a lot of BYU fans here because it's the first time they've ever played in Arkansas. And if there's any team that would like to return the favor from a year ago, it's BYU, and it's going to be fun.
KJ's been pretty good. These first, I think the offense as a whole has been all right. Defense A+. How good can this receiving group be this year, do you think?
I just throw the ball to Tesla every time. Oh, my gosh. It is incredible to watch him catch these balls where KJ just threads that needle, but he can catch anything regardless, I think, of where that ball is. And then Andrew Armstrong has been really good. Isaiah Satenya is such a weapon. They're fun. Jaden Wilson. I understand people are freaking out about the run game right now, and I understand. They'll get it going and figure it out. But the way that these wide receivers play, just throw the football. And Dan Enos can execute a little bit of an air raid offense on Saturday and just throw the football. I think they can still have success. You don't have to rely on the run game as much with the guys that KJ has around him, and that's including the tight ends and Luke Hogs.
Well, they're stubborn about it, though. They still want to run. They still view themselves as a physical, I shouldn't say run-oriented team, but that can run when they want to. I think they missed Rocket Sanders on Saturday. I think it's a good group of running backs, but I do think they missed Rocket Sanders on Saturday. And they probably will, unless the running backs, unless Green and Dubinion hit the hole a little quicker, then I think they'll continue to miss Rocket Sanders. That's one thing Rocket does a little better is he hits that hole.
He's just a different kind of player, and that's not a knock at A.J. Green or Shad Dubinion or Dominique Johnson. I think they all have a lot to their game. But it shows you exactly why Rocket Sanders stands above and beyond the rest of that group with what he does because of his instincts and the way he sees the field and the things that he can do with his cuts and his body. And it's a running game that can still have success, but it's just different. And when you have a guy like Rocket Sanders not playing anymore, you're going to miss that. It's like when you don't have D-Mac or you don't got Alex Collins back there, you're going to miss that even though you've got good guys around him. And that's what Rocket Sanders is.
Alyssa, the first couple games, like you said, we're kind of playing ourselves, seeing adjustments, playing a lot of different units. And how do you think this offensive line is going to go out there? You think the offensive line that started this Kent State game is going to start this BYU game?
Well, we're going to have to see. And, they're going to have a big test ahead of them. I would hope that they can step up to the challenge and feel, maybe a little insulted and a little chip on their shoulder because of what's happened. And they've got to play better, and they know that. So they just have to be more physical. Do you have Brady Latham back out there? How exactly is he still 100% healthy? Some questions and trying to figure out exactly what they want to do. But I think they've gotten to a point in Sam Pittman and Cody Kennedy of, at this point, I'm playing the most physical 5 guys I've had in practice all week.
I'm hearing rumors, or at least expectations, that there may be close to 10,000 BYU fans in the stadium on Saturday. I think it's like a sneaky fan base that travels, because truthfully, I mean, the Mormon Church is worldwide. They are everywhere. They are here. They are in Northwest Arkansas, and they have fans everywhere they go. Now, we had a pretty decent amount of Razorback fans in Provo last year. There's a good chance there's going to be more Cougars fans than there were Razorback fans on the road this year.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's kind of like Notre Dame. Notre Dame, there's Irish Catholics everywhere. They're just going to have Notre Dame fans. And I just got off the phone with a guy who's the head of the BYU Alumni Association here in Northwest Arkansas earlier today. They're having a big tailgate at Wilson Park. They've got whole hog catering. They're expecting at least 400 BYU people at this tailgate, and then still opening it up to the public because they're collecting non-perishable food items to give to a local food bank before they leave. And there's going to be a lot of people. There's some high expectations for just the fans coming this weekend. So if you see a lot of blue and white walking around, be nice to them, because they were really nice to us in Provo.
Provo was clean.
Don't they give y'all ice cream when y'all went out there? Did they give you ice cream sandwiches?
They give the away section ice cream, and fans give the away fans ice cream in the third quarter.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't get any. I don't know if Phil snuck down there. I didn't get any.
I didn't make it down there, but it was almost like they were too nice. It's like, wait a minute, nobody's really this nice in football. This has got to be fake.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, we were walking in, and they were like, they had this welcoming committee that was, "Hi, thank you for coming. We're so excited you're here." It's like, no, LSU's not going to say that to you.
No, they won't. Well,
they're going to say you're number one.
Yeah. Well, then they're going to say, "Here, have this pamphlet and call me if you have any questions."
Right.
No, I know. No, I know where it's all going to go, but that's another conversation for another day.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.